Hello and welcome to Scrapping on the Fly. My name is Kristen and it's Sunday, so it's time for Scraplift Crafternoon, a hop where a group of my friends get together, find some inspiration, and we scraplift it. And this scraplift is of Scrapbook 713 on Instagram, and it is a bright, lovely layout. Mine is going to be a little darker just because the pictures are of my teenager having pizza for the first time in years. I have some scraps from my 49 and Market Spectrum gardenia. I have this 12-inch border that's got pizza on it because, like I said, he's eating pizza. And then I have the embellishments from the Spectrum gardenia collection, at least some of them. I did not pull all of them out. I have a little box of them and I haven't used them. So I got my papers, my embellishments, my pictures, and this awesome layout. So let's see how this goes. So the background of this layout has this beautiful diagonal stripe paper. And so I went looking to see what I could find. And a lot of 41 Market, if it's not solid, doesn't have like color on the outsides. Most of the colors like towards the inside, but there's this one that has this black diagonal stripe, and I used that, but I didn't want to lose this gorgeous circle with all the lovely color on the back. So I went ahead and I cut the circle part out to where I would just have the diagonal line. So then I matte white on the black and then black on that stripe. And so other than the fact that her black line around is actually stitching, so far we're doing pretty good to be very similar. So she's got some strips here, and I pretty much took all the pink and red strips and I am going to start lining those up. And I wanted to make sure I used some red, but also the pink because that is my son's favorite color. But you think about pizza, you think about red, even though this is actually breakfast pizza. And so it is not a pepperoni and sausage pizza, which is what this 12 by 12 border strip is that I'm using right here. I've probably had these for 20 years. I still have like M&Ms and what are some of the other ones that I have? Like I used to have donuts and coffee beans, stuff like that. I still have quite a few of them. I need to find other ways to use them. So I've matted my picture on black. I accidentally put the two pizza embellishment strips further apart than they should have been. And so it's not going to cover that gap between them. It's fine. I will find a way to cover that little bitty gap on the top and the little bitty gap on the right. So on the inspiration layout, there's like a journaling square on the right, and there's like a tag sticking out on the left. I'm going to do something similar, but not exactly. Like I'm going to have things there, but not like exactly. So I put my clusters in the same places and everything like that, but there are a few things that are different. My strips are a little bit longer than hers, and I don't actually stitch. I use these stitch rub-ons from the collection, and so I put them in just a handful of places. I want to put them places where I don't think they're going to get covered when I start embellishing, or at least not completely covered. And then I've done a rub-on for the title that says, "You Make Me So Happy," which is absolutely fitting. My son loves the breakfast pizza at our local, it's Speedway is the gas station, but a lot of places I know don't have them. And so he loves their breakfast pizza. It's like sausage gravy with cheese, and it is very delicious. Don't get me wrong, it's very good, but it's his favorite. And about 5 years ago, he was told he shouldn't have dairy, or at least he should limit his dairy. So he's probably had this breakfast pizza maybe once or twice in that 5 years. And so lately he has been not having the same issues as he used to. And so I've been letting him have dairy a little bit more often. And that included right after his birthday. Well, we went on his birthday, but they were out right after his birthday. they had breakfast pizza, and I let him have some. And this is a picture of him eating it for the first time. He was so excited. And so I figured that I would take a picture and document it because it was important to him. But it's also like one of the cheapest breakfasts in town. But anyway, I wanted to use the reds. Like I said, his jacket's red, so there's a lot of red. Plus, it's one of his favorite colors. His other favorite color is pink. I also wanted to use these little pizzas. I have so many of these little things that came from these long packets, and I've got tons of them. I've got one full of apples. I have one full of grass. They're so old. I've had them for over 20 years, and I'm like, I've got to use some of this stuff up. So I picked 5 of them off of these little sheets, and I just tucked them in. Like, you can't see a full pizza anywhere. It's just a little bit here tucked in. That's why I kind of wanted to lean towards the red and the green, but not let it look Christmassy, because there's red and green on the pizza, plus a little bit of yellow. So I just tuck them in different places to where they're visible, but it's not, like prevalent. It's not a big part of the layout. And then the same thing with that strip, the branding strip or the border strip. I didn't want it to be, the main focus, especially since it's not the kind of pizza he was even eating. But I did pull these 2 little wordy bits. One says it's a sweet life, and one says nothing better than this. That's probably the most fitting thing that this whole entire layout says. It is his favorite thing. I have, in his years, especially prior to him not being able to have it, I have definitely been able to use it as a tool and to bribe my kid to do things or not do things. I'm not beneath that, y'all. I am not. Anyway, I have inked the edges of my strips. I've torn my strips. I believe hers would look cut, and she's like I said, done some actual stitching. I do not do any actual stitching on this layout, just the fake kind. But I put it in a few different places. I pull a couple little flowers. I didn't really want to go too floral, but I did want to bring in a little bit. So I put these 2 red and this 1 green flower on here. Added a ticket, a little button, and then off camera, after all is said and done, I pull out the little wishing baubles, and I put 3 little hearts in that top left corner, and 3 little hearts right next to that little favorite memory green embellishment. You don't see that in the final layout because I did it after I turned the camera off. And I added like a little pink heart here and a little pink heart there, just kind of around in different places. But other than that, that's it. I hope you will go and check out Scrapbook 713 on Instagram. This layout is stunning. Karen did a good job picking it. We've got a lot of really bright, colorful, happy layouts coming up in the month of August. So I'm super excited for that. I hope you will go check out all the lovely ladies I scraplift with every week. They will be listed below, as well as on the playlist is also listed below. And like I said, please go and check out the Instagram page. All of the information for the original creator will be listed below, at least all the information we have. And I would love it if you would give me a thumbs up if you like my video and or my layout. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I would love it if you would put a comment below. I reply to all of the comments. I just appreciate that you all take the time to spend with me. Your time is precious, and I know how important it is. So that you spend 5 to 10 minutes with me makes me feel great. So I hope you all have a great day. I hope you get a chance today to do something you love with someone you love. And happy scrapping.